integrating mind-body mastery into your community of spirit. Hello, I'm Jim Morningstar, Director of Transformations and your guide through this 8-session Advanced Practicum and Apprenticeship in Community Building. The focus of this 4th class is integrating mind-body learning and practice into what you are embodying and sharing with the communities in your world. Body-mind practices in holistic communities of spirit. The structure of our communities of spirit in this course is based on the principles of spiritual psychology. As I have stated, what distinguishes one community from another are its common intentions, common practices, and common experiences. Simply put, our intentions are to live in the unity of one spirit. The practice of breathwork is the major bonding tool we use to both heal and release ourselves to grow in the consciousness of the one spirit. Our common experience is in sharing our classes, practices, and communication regularly with one another in our time together. Breathwork is not the only tool we use, but one of the most powerful and incisive for both healing and growth at this stage of human evolution. At this holistic level of evolution in which our communities of spirit are pioneering, humans turn their attention to the problem of restoring a disturbed universe. Now, this is beyond just individual survival or peer group survival. They see how human knowledge to this point has often served to disrupt ecological balance. They become concerned with developing an ethic based on a knowledge of cosmic reality, not merely humans' egocentristic desires. They now seek to restore harmony and perpetuate existence for its own sake. To accomplish this, they set out to develop their powers of truly recognizing the magnificence of existence. They develop a genuine acceptance for the way things are and let their behavior be guided by that which will promote growth in each particular situation. They have a more holistically detached point of view rather than the scientific, quotes, objectivity of prior paradigms, which was colored by unconscious survival needs. They recognize the interdependence of all beings and affix less attachment to any one mode of existence or set of values. Their faith is in the unfolding of being rather than in any one means by which this is brought about. Learning at this level takes place through a whole-person apprehension of each situation. More than the acquisition of intellectual information, learning at this point takes on an experiential quality of realization with one's entire being. The integration of lower and higher centers, or chakras, that began in the past few decades in human potential movement is brought to a point of integration such that the systems involved in these centers appear to operate more as a total unit or gestalt. Individuals take in the whole situation with their full complement of abilities working as one, far greater than the sum of their individual parts. Learning here is particularized to each set of circumstances. If the situation calls for a more authoritative response, then an authoritative response ensues. If the situation calls for a more democratic approach, then a democratic response follows. Now, this may be seen as quite inconsistent by survival-level standards, but a holistic person is able to encompass all the subsistence systems and integrate their functioning into a much broader plan while remaining in integrity. When accomplished with yielding compassion, holistic consciousness individuals respond with their entire beings to promote the harmony of existence. Individuals here, as in prior consciousness levels before, have acquired emotional traumas, neurotic response patterns, and blocks to free release of energies of every step along their developmental path. Now, helping to overcome these barriers at this holistic level, however, takes on a new dimension, the dimension of more integrated consciousness that encompasses and transcends the separate functioning of all lower systems. Therapeutic breathwork, facilitated by breathworkers who have done their own internal work, provides a medium for clients ready for higher integration to tap into areas of bound energy, whether through trauma or suppression, with an open systems approach. Breathworkers help set the stage for release by the openness of their own system. They provide a framework intellectually and emotionally for the breathworkees to explore deeper states, and they give them the tools to activate their higher systems appropriately. When the client's energies are released, the breathworkers help them integrate and ground them during and after the session, as well as offering tools for integration between sessions. The interactive presence of the breathworker becomes more than just a model of integration. It's a magnetic force field that interacts with that of the client in a healing dance that will continue to grow in the client's life as they now have a tool with which to transform challenges into opportunities with breath and conscious, loving application. In our communities, we most often offer breathwork individually or in group during our teaching seminars or in between seminar sessions. We provide opportunities for members to integrate deep-level processing through group sharing, whether in person or virtually. Other mind-body approaches are also very useful at this stage of our growth and have been highly instrumental in my personal evolution. In the Body Mastery seminar of the Creative Life series, for example, we extensively study through experiential exercises the body as an energy-conducting system, the body as a means of communication, and the body as a product of our thoughts. We look to bridge the Descartesian mind-body separation and restore the continuity of spirit in all levels of our existence. It has been my life work as an aspiring spiritual psychologist to investigate all forms of conscious growth. I examine and experiment with what is being presented by others from ancient traditions and new discoveries. I then retain for the School of Integrative Psychology those skills and practices which provide the most lasting, grounded results. Then it takes fitting the appropriate techniques to the student or client at the right time to facilitate his or her empowerment. Spiritual, for me, signifies coming from the undefined spirit or animating force of life. Religious signifies a particular body of teaching or dogma about the origins of existence and or living according to a prescribed moral standard. Some very, quotes, spiritual, in my definition, although not religious, students and clients have been atheists or agnostic. That is, they have a profound respect for the individual point of view, the sacredness of life itself. There are also many religious people who are open to integrate many forms of spiritual practice and respond very well to spiritual psychology and breathwork. Many students come for personal healing and are in a transition point in their lives. They're looking for an environment to foster self-knowledge, forgiveness, and the joy of finding a path to their true heart's desire, rather than someone else's formula for a happy life. They are people who do well with spiritual psychology and breathwork. The Creative Life series, taught by spiritual psychology teachers as an example, fosters intense inner exploration for a small group of students over a 6-month period. Not everyone is willing to take on this level of challenge, but those who commit themselves to a course of spiritual psychology have been almost universally grateful and permanently changed. Personal and professional are very interrelated aspects of a holistic perspective. It is common that spiritual psychology students make a career shift based on greater clarity and a sense of personal purpose, as well as confidence in achieving their life goals. The prevalence and success of this work in the School of Integrative Psychology since 1980 attests to spiritual psychology's coming of age in our world community. I feel highly blessed to know and support the growing numbers of brothers and sisters who are building these communities around our planet. Holding you in my heart as fellow travelers on the road home, I send and receive blessings for our circle and all sentient beings till next class. Blessings in light and love.